I just want to say that Alpha Trading Card Game, thank you for sharing this with the world. This is third place Alex N's deck from Locals, and I wanted to cover this all in a video to itself because I love, and I mean big freaking cholesterol filled heart loved this card. If you guys know back on the history of this channel, I would always play like this little garbage deck years ago, right? And we called it pure garbage because it's Assault Mode Turbo. Alright, there was a very integral package in ways for you to access this card. And you're probably like, why this card? Well, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on more cool stuff like this, alright? One little simple click and you're in to the Matrix, alright? On our journey to 90K. Alright, so Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, the biggest brick in the universe, by the way, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be first special summoned with Assault Mode activate, and cannot be special summoned by other ways, alright, except by its own card effect. Now that's very frickin' relevant. When a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you contribute this card to get called by the grave to negate that activation, and if you destroy it. During the end phase, if this card's effect was activated this turn and was not negated, I love how they have to include that, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. When this card on the field is destroyed, you can target a Stardust Dragon in your graveyard, special summon it. So what do we have to do to get this fat Omni negate on the field? Well, we're going to have to Assault Mode activate to do it. So we're going to have to tribute a Synchro monster. Special summon one Assault Mode monster whose name includes the tributed monster from your deck in attack position. My biggest complaint, and the biggest complaint I've had about this card in the last 100 years, is still the same. You can only special summon from the deck. I don't know why Konami hasn't made a support card for Assault yet, like a Link 1 or something, to give us access to shuffle our Assault Mode monster from our deck, or from our hand back into the deck to do something. But until that day happens, if you draw your Assault Mode monster, you're on the biggest brick in the universe. There isn't a card to shuffle it back, but there is no frickin' way you're going to play that. So what is this deck's win con? We're going to TC Boo our opponent, and we're going to Stardust Assault Omni negate them every single turn into their one action via the effect of there can only be one to force them into an unsatisfying game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Does that sound about right? That sounds about right to me. Alright, so we have two copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. This is going to be our generic hand trap. This is going to be the thing that's going to keep our bread and butter running. We also have two copies of Assault Beast. So we can discard this card to the graveyard to add one Assault Mode activate from our deck to our hand. Bad news, Assault Mode activate does take a turn to activate, so bad times there. We did recently get some Assault support, and this stuff is really good. So we contribute this card to special summon one monster from your hand or deck that specifically lists Assault Mode activate in its text. So we can get to the Kappa, we can get to the Assault Beast through this. Alright. Also, you can special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for Synchro monsters. We can target one face-up monster we control, reveal one Synchro monster from your extra deck, and if you do, the targeted monster's type and attribute become the same as the revealed monsters until the end of the turn. The only thing that we literally care that this card does is it's going to turn itself on into the little Kappa here, and then Kappa can do things that we want it to do. We also have triple copies of Nibiru because hand traps. Keep in mind that this deck is incredibly fragile. Alright, like our mini engine, if it does get disrupted, we're going to be walking away. Right? Like we're not going to be having fun. Alright, now this is the heart and soul of our deck. This is our Psychic Tuner. On normal or special summon, we can add an Assault Mode activate or one card that specifically lists Assault Mode activate in its text from our deck to our hand. So we can go grab the Assault Beast here, and then we can discard the Assault Beast to add the Assault Mode activate from our deck to our hand. Alright? We can reveal an Assault Mode activate in your hand to target one monster in your graveyard that specifically lists Assault Mode activate in its text, except for himself. In special summon, if you do increase the level of this card by 1 to 4. Alright, and then you can only use each effect of Psychic Reflector once per turn. So the cool thing with this, as I just said, you use this to grab the Assault Beast, discard the Assault Beast to grab the Assault Mode Activate. At this point in time, you reveal the Assault Mode Activate with the Reflector. You revive the Assault Beast that you just comboed with, and then you modify his level to 4, and then you can Synchro Summon into the Stardust, and you have your combo already set up. We've seen a lot of roguish, well, a lot of metagame contenders were playing this as a rogue choice just because you could make the quick access to the Halifibrax. Because for playing, the Reflector, the Assault Beast, and the Assault Mode Activate in your deck, you literally already have access to doing the little package. This puts the tuner and the non-tuner on the field. You make the Halifibrax, you're able to chug on along here and do your full combo. Alright, so very basic stuff here. Alright, we also have triple copies of the Psyframe Gamma. Yay, negations. I do not want this, I don't want anything here getting negated. Alright, like I'm gonna just walk away from the field if we're just gonna have a bad time here. Triple copies of this. Now, I do stress the fact that you do need to bulk down on these in the deck. As much as I want to be like, oh yeah, you can play less of this. We are playing Desires, so we are going to want to maximize the results of this stupid little brick, per se. We have the one copy of the other brick for our combo as well. And by combo, I mean stick the Gamma on the field, make the Stardust, the Assault Mode Activate. Yay! We made second Assault Mode Activate monster. It's actually cringe that actually works. We have one copy of the Emergency Teleport to get to the Reflector. Just start grabbing the Assault Beast. We also have triple copies of Tinky. So actually, you can grab the Assault Sentinel off of this, because for some reason, this card is a Beast Warrior. I never really understood that. But alright, so we contribute this, go into the Reflector to start combo. So, you have 10 copies of Reflector in your deck, technically. 3 of this, the 3 Tenki, the E-Telly, and this. Yeah, we have 10 copies of our 1-card engine, effectively. We also have the 1 Monster Reborn. We also have, we have 11 cards of Psyframe Reflector in our deck. Alright, we have 2 copies of Desires for the additional draw power. We're going to want to see those hand traps so that we can set up and combo on the opponent. Triple copies of Assault Mode Activate. Then we have triple copies of Call the Haunted. Cool thing with this is we can revive the Stardust for the protection for the Omni Negate. And from what? Like Lightning Storm, Raigeki, things like that. Nobody plays Raigeki anymore. Which is cool. This card does lose to the Golden Lord, though, because Golden Lord's 35. This little thing's only 3k. We have triple Solemn Judgment for further protection, and then triple copies of TC Boo. Downside to this is you're not going to be able to like do super shenanigans because this is already a dragon as it is. So you'll probably be at best to set up one of these and go from there, but at least it will self-replace itself when it dies. Extra deck here. We have 1 Senshin for the Macrocosmo, 1 Trishula, I guess, some situation in the world, triple Stardust Dragon, because this is going to be, like I said, the central piece of this deck. We have 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiendo, 1 Omega. This actually can come up. Actually, you can do some really cool shenanigans. Depending on how well you open up, you can probably set up the Omega and the Stardust, actually. 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss for the disruptions on the opponent. 1 Dawn Dragster. Alright. Actually, the fact that this can modify itself to any level for the setup is actually really good, because we make the Dawn Dragster if we need the other negate. We have the 1 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Spell and Trap Negations. Alright. Crystal Wing. In a world where we can open up this, make a Clear Wing here, and then E-Telly out the other Reflector, then we can make the Crystal Wing. That does come up. 1 Coral Dragon for additional draw power, 1 Clear Wing Fast Dragon, 1 Black Rose, and 1 Arcanite Magician. Some old basic stuff here. Side deck, we have 1 Scythe, 2 DD Crow, triple copies of Artifact Sanctum, triple copies of Yield's Different Dimension Ground, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Trap Trick, wrapping up Stardust, Omni Negate, Assault Mode. Everybody, and like I said, I think this deck is a lot of frickin' fun, man. Like this deck has always kind of been my guilty pleasure, and to see it back again in a new incarnation is frickin' sweet. So guys, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on more cool rogue decks like this. And well, I will see your beautiful faces later on in the day for some more cool content. Peace out, guys.
Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.